Morning as we go to the Chitas of today. We're holding a new Pasha Netzavim. Chapter 29, verse number 9. Atem Netzavim Hayem Kochem. You are all standing here today. Before God, your God. Shechem Sheptechem, from the heads of your tribes, Iknechem, your elders, Sheitrechem, your officers, Kol Ziknei, Kol Yisrael, every man, every Jewish person. Rashi says, Atem Netzavim, Melamed Shenichna Shekanas Meshel Lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu B'Yom Misasi. This teaches us that Moshe Rabbeinu gathered all the Jews in the day before he died, on the day he died, Lachnisam and Bris, to take him into our covenant. Shechem Shiptechem, what does it mean? Shechem Shiptechem, Shechem Lishiptechem. They are heads of your tribes. The Knechem Sheitrechem, we learned from the order of the verse that the more distinguished ones were mentioned first, and so on. And verse number 10, your young children, your women, and your converts who are with you in the camp. From the woodcutters, until your water drawers. Asher just mentioned over here these people separate to the main community of Israel teaches us that in the days of Moshe, the Canaanites came to convert to Judaism, just as the Gibeonites came to convert in the time of Yeshua. This is the meaning of the verse regarding the Gibeonites. When Yeshua, at the time of Joshua, they also acted cunningly, pretending that they came from a far country. When they discovered, Joshua made them woodcutters and water carriers. Likewise here, the Canaanites attempted to deceive Moshe Rabbeinu, but did not succeed. Moshe did not accept them as Jews. So that's why there's a second pasuk, that he made them woodcutters and water carriers, slaves for the Jewish nation. To make you to bring you into the covenant between the God and his oath, which God is making with you today. What does it mean? That you may enter, meaning that you may pass through the covenant. One should not understand this verb to be a causative expression, to mean to cause to pass through, but rather the verb is a simple statement that it means that you yourself will pass through. I'm not forcing you to make a covenant with me. You're going to want to pass, you yourself will pass through this covenant. And nextly, that you may enter the covenant, that you may pass through the covenant. This was the method of those who made covenants. They would set up a place, one side. They would set these two demarcations. They would set these 2 points on two sides. And then the person would walk through it. That was the concept of Christus Bris. As we find by Avraham Avinu, we find by Jeremiah, that the eagle, they would cut in a calf, the two, and they would walk in between them. And that completes the Chumash for today. Now I go to the Tanya of the day. I'm going to finish the 17th chapter of the Alter Rebbe, the 17th chapter of the letter, the 17th letter of the Alter Rebbe. And this is the meaning, teaching what our sages say, a blessed memory, the world to come. Here, meaning Gan Eden. They say, they are eating and drinking, but the righteous sit with their crowns on their heads, and they take delight in the radiance of the divine presence. What means Atara Atere Sehem, their crowns? Atari Bechinas Maki V'Seiv. Atara, a crown, is something that encompasses and encircles. This refers to a nation that neither contracts nor adapts itself, so that can be vested in varying degrees within created being. This is what's called in Kabbalah Seviv Kolalmim. It descends into the worlds and then encompassing them equally. So there's a Malakalam where God fills the world, so to say, comes within the world. And then the Seviv Kolam Atara, it's like a crown, it surrounds it. And it's called the world of Keser. Meloshin Keseres, as the word Keser means in the capital which crowns the columns. The Beis Hamikdash built by King Solomon. So Atara is just a crown on the head, while Keser as well as a crown on top of the columns. Since the illumination of light is Sfiras Keser, that we reveal in the world to come results from the performance of mitzvahs that are likened to 620 Tanakh, 620 mitzvahs, 613 plus 7 rabbinical. That's Keser. Keser is 620. So columns of light correspond to 600 commandments and 7 rabbinical commandments. The American equal to the word Keser. So that's why Keser is like a crown that still stands on top of columns. Alter Rebbe explains the term crown as applies to the columns. Sphere is a Keser, is an intermediary which joins the radiance of revelation of the emanator, blessed and saved, the Netzalim, to the world of Atzilus. So upon all the worlds, upon the 10 spheres, the spheres are Keser. Which Keser is the connector between Ein Seif Baruch with the infinite light of God to be able to come down into Chachma of the world of Atzilus. So the emanator of the infinite light, while emanating to beings, which are within a world, and even the loftier of worlds is bound by limitation, are finite. There must be therefore an intermediary between the two. There must be something that intermediates between Ein Seif, an infinite light, the Chachma of the world of Atzilus, the wisdom, the world of Atzilus, needs to have something that's in between the two, that's able to connect infinity to finite. And that is Sfiras HaKeser, that serves as this intermediary. For its internal dimension is related to the emanator, and its external dimension is related to the emanated beings. So you have in Kabbalah, you have Pnimis HaKeser, the inner aspect Keser is still connected to Ein Seif, to the infinity, and then you have Chetzeres HaKeser. You always have that expression in Kabbalah, Arich, Atik, and Arich. Atik is the inner aspect of Keser. That's the Kabbalah term for inner, Atik. And you have Arich. Arich is the outer expression of Keser, which has a connection to the world of Atzilus, the world of emanation. So the world of Keser has within it both of these qualities. That the infinite light itself draws down into the world of Atzilus, to emanated beings which populate. And therefore, what will happen in the world to come? And the future will radiate this light of Keser, will ultimately shine in this world, and it'll reveal to the world of the righteous who rise in the resurrection of the dead. And the verse says that all Jews are righteous. So all Jews will merit to this ray of light that comes from the world of Keser. This transcends the degree of divine light will thus be revealed to the entire Jewish people. Accordingly, the illumination that presently is received only by those beings that inhabit the world of Atzilus will radiate in the world to come, to the physical world as well. Right now, it's only in the world of Atzilus. Mashiach comes, it'll be also in this world. Unlike the indwelling illumination of Gan Eden, it is dependent upon the level and comprehension of each recipient. This revelation is an encompassing light, the Sfiras of Keser, which does not undergo contraction, but radiates lights in that equally. And therefore, when Mashiach comes, this light will shine in the world to every single person. This results in the state of total revelation, whereby the very essence of divinity is visually perceived. Riyat Hamahut, to see the reality. That's when Mashiach comes, we'll see the reality. As it's written, the glory of God will be revealed, and together all flesh shall see. And this is the meaning what our sages said. Asid and Tzaddikim Shem name Kaddish. In the future, the righteous will be lauded as holy, as God is praised them. He called Yishu b'chinas muvdal. Concept of what means holy is separation. We call something that's holy is something that's higher than understanding. Something that's higher than understanding is called holy. So Chesed is the concept of holiness because it transcends far the wisdom and knowledge which is attained in Gan Eden. So that's why all the tzaddikim in Gan Eden, in paradise, want to express itself that all the tzaddikim are pounding on the door to come out of Gan Eden, to come back to this world, so that they will be Tchias HaMesim, resurrection of the dead, so they'll be able to receive a light that they're not even receiving now. Because right now, they're just receiving a light that comes into the world through wisdom. Because ultimately, Chachma comes from Ayin, from naught. Ultimately, the leaving the level of wisdom comes from something that is naught, which is Kesed. Who bechinas Kesed Elyon, which is considered the Kesed, the crown that's above, Anikra Ayin, which is like nothing. B'Zohar HaKadosh, it's called nothing. And it's bestowed, and the bestowal of the radiance is manifested in a revealed way, meaning its essence is apprehended. It's going to be dafka, me specifically, not in Gan Eden, when the shamas are out of a guf, but it's going to be when it's going to be resurrection. The soul is vested in a pure and clear body. So Mashiach comes, there's going to be resurrection of the dead, and now the neshamas and the gufin are going to become one entity, and the souls and the bodies will be both pure and clear. Now you have the true revelation of what's going to be in the world to come. That's the power of what means Tchias HaMesim. That's what even the Rambam writes, that everything I can explain, I can explain Mashiach, but I can't explain to you Tchias HaMesim. Because Ayin Leirasa, expression, and now I know I have seen. What is the meaning of this Gilui, of this revelation? We can't even comprehend. So even the world of Atzilus at this present time cannot comprehend the light of God that's going to be revealed in the world in the time of Tchias HaMesim, in the time Mashiach comes, and even if the Mashiach comes, because Tchias HaMesim is going to happen after Mashiach comes. So that light is going to be a light, a revelation. As the pasuk says, "V'ro kol basa yachta," all flesh, basa, all the flesh, humans in their bodies will see a revelation of godliness that has not been even revealed, even in Gan Eden, even in paradise. The Alter Rebbe goes on to explain why Gan Eden, when the souls are not encumbered in a body, the light of Kesed cannot be manifest. Where paradoxically, this revelation comes possible only in the world to come, in the time of resurrection, when the soul is once again vested in the body. That's a contradiction. It's well known the determining option of the Rambam, who states that the ultimate reward will specifically be the time of resurrection, when the souls will still get found within the body. So that goes, Kabbalah goes according to the Ramban, Nachmanides, big argument between Rambam and Nachmanides. We go according to Nachmanides, who holds that the ultimate reward, even Gan Eden is not the ultimate reward for a Jew that does Torah mitzvahs in this world. That's not the reward, Gan Eden. The ultimate reward is Olam Haba. The ultimate reward is when all bodies, all souls will come back to bodies, and they'll come back to their body and they will receive the reward in this world. Why? So here the Alter Rebbe gives a general rule. Statement says the beginning, the loftiest level, is wedged in their end. This explained in the teaching of Siddhis as follows. Beginning refers to the level of divinity that is utterly transcends the involvement of any created will. This level of divinity is wedged in the last level preceding creation of the involved world, in the Sfira of Kesser. Kesser is thus revealed in the end of all worlds, meaning within this physical world. Not Chalasim B'Seifa. The beginning is always wedged in the end. So the beginning is, the highest levels of godliness is revealed dafka in this world. And when is it right now? Where is godliness? And we're in this world. And where is revelation of godliness? The world's not ready right now for this revelation. Hashem, Mashiach comes, there'll be the resurrection of the dead. That's when there'll be this revelation of the beginning is wedged in the end. The primary resurrection, Gan Eden, by contrast, is incapable of receiving this transcendent level of revelation and internalizing manner. So therefore, even in Gan Eden is not the revelation of godliness that's going to be when Mashiach comes and the resurrection of the dead. Thus, while the lesser rating that is muted to match the reciprocal limitations of the evolved worlds can be absorbed by the souls in Gan Eden, and the souls in Gan Eden actually receive a greater light that we receive in this world right now. So right now, Gan Eden, paradise, is much higher than this world. And therefore, right now, before Mashiach comes, the body, the soul has to leave the body to be able to see a greater level of light, a greater level of light, because right now, the body and the soul cannot receive even a minute aspect of revelation. But that's not true revelation. True revelation is going to be when the body and the soul both receive it together, and that's Tchias HaMesim. And that's what we believe in Tchias HaMesim, because the ultimate reward is the body and the soul together. Seif Ma'aseh Machshavat Tchila, likewise known the final deed, meaning the last stage of creation, this physical world, was first in thought. What does that mean? Thought and the creation, both aspects are first and last. The lowest level of creation, which is this world, is rooted in the thought, in the beginning of divine thought. This is why specifically the deeds performed in this last world of creation, while the soul is clothed in a physical body, are able to listen to Jordan, the rays of Kesef. So that's why the Eibishter wants Dafka Yid to do a mitzvah in this physical world. Not to do a mitzvah, no mitzvahs in Gan Eden. There's Dafka mitzvahs in this world. Because here we have the capability to bring godliness to the world, that you don't have that capability even in Gan Eden, the highest levels of Gan Eden. You cannot do a mitzvah. Only in this world, only in this physical world, that we have the capability of connecting God to the world. Once a person passes away, cannot do any mitzvahs. He can have the light, he can serve God in the light, but he cannot do one physical mitzvah. Only in this world can you do this. As explained by the Alter Rebbe, is referred to mitzvah tzedakah, as well known the mitzvah, general mitzvah, of all which is termed tzedakah. In this performance of a physical mitzvah, in this material world, that aroused first in God's thought, that's what the Eibishter created the world. The Eibishter created the whole world. Say the mitzvahs. And that's the end. That's not Chalasim B'Seifan. The beginning is wedged in the end. It's in the simple mitzvahs that we do in this world. The level of divine Kesef for the physical mitzvahs are ultimate purpose of creation. So that's why in a simple way right now, we connect the beginning to the end by us doing a physical mitzvah. Returning to the early discussion, it is now clear why in future times the righteous, and your people are all righteous, every Jew, will be lauded as holy. They will have revealed to them the divine radiance, that which is holy, in the sense that it transcends apprehension. So when Mashiach comes, we're all going to merit to see a revelation of God, not a revelation that fits something, so to say, fits into a category, but an infinite aspect of revelation. Hashem, every person, every Jew will see the glory of God, higher than even the glories and revelations of paradise. Moreover, they'll come to unify with this revelation in terms of holy. Will apply to them as well. They will become holy. Every person, every human being will become holy. The problem is that there needs to be a stopping point. There needs to be Gan Eden. A Jew needs to go to Gan Eden. And it's impossible to end stuff according to the specific transcendent light of Seva Kalam until one first is in Gan Eden. So that's why we have a middle point. That's why we need to go to Gan Eden first. To apprehend the degree of supernal Chachma. Right now we're not even having Chachma law. We're having a lower level of wisdom. We need to all receive a higher level of wisdom. Conform should live, a person according to his capability. So I had explained earlier, the lesson of divine light that radiates Gan Eden is received by each soul according to his own degree. The Rebbe adds here, the soul then rises at the time of the resurrection of the dead through the dew of Torah. For as the sages teach us, whoever engages in the study of Torah, the dew of Torah will revive him at the time of resurrection. The verse upon which our sage is based the teaching on, your dead shall be resurrected. Those who lie in the dust shall awaken and sing joyful praises. For the dew of light shall be your dew. Thus, it is thus clear that the revival effect of the dew of Torah refers to resurrection of dead. As we know, that's one reason why we pay for tal. We pay for dew. Because dew is the dew of Torah, which comes equally. Rain, it comes when you pray. Dew comes min hashamayim. It's a gift from the heaven. And the Rebbe adds thereafter, when you awaken, meaning the Torah will cause you to speak. And this promise, as expounded in Pirkei Avos, refers to the time of the will to come. And the Rebbe said, "V'day l'maven," and this will suffice for those who have for the discerning, those who have intellect, those who have understanding. So, in order this gives an explanation. In order to attain save of Kalam, the time of resurrection, soul must first go into Gan Eden, apprehend a certain spiritual Chachma according to the particular degree and level. But thus in Gan Eden, the soul apprehends no higher than the lesser. Permeating divine light called Memala Kalam that fills the world, is a perception is nevertheless augmented the light of Kesed, which illuminates. The soul indeed apprehends the latter enlightenment only to extent of Yediyat HaMetzias, the knowledge of its existence, by encompassing perception known as Makif, rather than the penetrating revelation of Hasagat HaMehut, understanding its essence. Nevertheless, even though Gan Eden you have Hasagat HaMetzias, Gan Eden you have the knowledge of its existence, but to be able to receive the knowledge of its essence, you have to first go to knowledge of its existence. Nevertheless, this added illumination enables soul, time of resurrection, to comprehend the essence of the revelation of Seva Kalam, infinite. Since I stated above, the soul in Gan Eden apprehends the dwelling of light. The experience in Gan Eden consists of the revelation of Torah within the soul. So to speak, for the Torah is likened to food. As the verse says, for your Torah within you, for your Torah is within my inner parts, meaning something that affects one from within, as explained at length above in the beginning of Tanya, chapter 5. However, Gan Eden is the illumination by glimmering of the radiance that results from the performance of mitzvahs. And these acts as garments and the encompassing light for the soul in Gan Eden, as mentioned in the above letter. But at the time of the world to come, time of resurrection, the superior light of Sefer Kalam will be revealed chiefly as a result of one's present performance of mitzvahs. This comes about through and together with the dew of Torah that revives him and causes him to speak. Alter Rebbe now turns to above quoted verse. Your commandments is very wide. And we earlier explained that your commandments in the singular refers to God's own commandments, which is the mitzvah of tzedakah, mitzvah secha, your commandments is a charity. Now it goes on to explain the word is very wide. A mitzvah of tzedakah is a vessel so spacious that it contains the revelation of the infinite light of God at the time of resurrection. And this is the meaning of the verse, that your commandments are very wide. Mitzvah tzedakah, this is the mitzvah of charity. Which is a vessel of great value. Established by that infinite light of God can be invested in this mitzvah. As it's written in Busha tzedakah, his garments are garments of charity. Which in the future, through giving charity, you will have a light that without limit or end. Chesed chinam, with a gratitude of divine kindness, elicited by this arousal from below, by the kindness and tzedakah initiated by man, which is the path of God. As mentioned above, even divine revelation is granted in response to the arousal from below. You'll still consider gratitude's kindness, but it's granted out of all proportion to man's action. A man's tzedakah is no more than a vessel which enables him to receive the benevolence of divine revelation. And this is Rachava Mitzvah Ma'id. And this is meaning what it says, it's very wide, signifying limitless and endlessness. Tzedakah acts as an infinite wide vessel to receiving an infinite degree of godliness. However, at the beginning of the verse quoted above, it says, to every tichla, to every conclusion, I've seen an end. Tichla, im lashon kolois hanefesh. The word over here, tichla, means the term of kolois hanefesh, the intense yearning to the point of expiry of the soul in Gan Eden. She bechinas taste the tachlas with timtzah and keniskalel. For it, the divine light that is yearned for in Gan Eden does have an end and limit and undergoes contraction, as mentioned above. This is the radiance of the infinite light called Mamala Kalam. So that's why in Gan Eden you have a light that has its limitation. Kutei Levi Yitzchak, the author, Alter Rebbe, the Rebbe's father, authored by the Rebbe, father, the Rebbe explained end, limit, contraction, respectively refers to three kinds of illumination that radiate in Gan Eden. It also explains why the very verse chooses the water to end rather than limit and contraction. L'chol tichla, referring to every kind of tichla. Tichla means the end, which a verse alludes to the yearning of the soul in Gan Eden. Because we know even in Gan Eden there's levels and rungs in Gan Eden, one higher than the other to the utmost level. Which B'Kutei Hashas Arizal is brought down the Arizal. Peirush Maimon of Seder is an explanation of the statement of the sages. Talmidei Chachamim ein lahem menucha. Torah scholars have no rest, not in this world and not in the world to come. Why don't they have any rest in the world to come? Because they keep on going higher and higher. In the grasp of Torah study, that has no limit. So even in Gan Eden, they are harving away in Gan Eden. They are working very hard in Gan Eden to go from level to level. Ad acharatia. So when is the true rest? True rest is when Mashiach comes. and there's going to be the resurrection of the dead. And then there'll be a revelation of God that is equal to everybody. The Mino Madregas will all be on the same level. There'll be such a revelation that's higher than all levels. And there'll be that revelation to every person. So every person will have menucha. So then we'll have tranquility. And all the Ganade, all the Jews in the Ganade will come down and stop worrying how to go higher and higher. They'll be at the highest level. There'll be a revelation of God that's above all levels. And therefore, they'll have rest. Mashiach comes, the tzaddikim that are above in Gan Eden will have rest. But at that time, a day which is entirely Shabbos and rest, Yom Shekol Shabbos, Mashiach comes, there'll be a day that will be totally Shabbos, and there'll be rest in this world and the upper world. At that time, they reveal the radiance of God's essence that only transcends levels of revelation, levels, elevating from level to level. Will thus not only be impossible, but unnecessary. But at that time, mortal souls will finally find repose. They have delight in the radiance of the essence, and therefore, Mashiach comes and read the resurrection of the dead. That's when Talmidei Chachamim, when even the righteous will find their menucha, their rest. That completes the 17th letter of the Alter Rebbe, and it completes today's Tanya. Today is the 22nd day of the month, I believe. Today is the 22nd day of the month. Yes. And the Tehillim of today, the Psalms of today, is chapter 106 and 107. And that if you do those two chapters, you will do complete the chitas of the day. I want to wish you all a wonderful and beautiful day. Mitchell, today we'll continue with, we're going to have a share class at 10 a.m. in Tanya, and everybody's welcome to come, and either Chabad or on Zoom or on Torah Direct. And I hope to see you there today. Mishem, if not, I'll see you tomorrow when we will continue the Chitas of the day.